your ticket when you come to a motor racing event, it says on the back, motor racing is dangerous. And those who have been watching it a long time and certainly participating know that's certainly the case. Well, V8 Supercars over the last number of years have now got their own chaplain. Garry Coleman is the man who does that. It's a fairly extensive role, isn't it?
Well, it is, being a pastor and chaplain to the entire team, and that's got quite a few hundred people.
Tell me how this came about and how you, Garry, got involved in motorsport.
Well, I was a mechanic when I first got out of school, and so I had some involvement in the sport. Used to race a go-kart back in the old days, in '61, and then into the ministry for some 40 years. But 21 years ago, I came across the chaplaincy movement in sport, which began with cricket and rugby league, and they mentioned motorsports, and my antenna went up, and I started at Amaroo racetrack back then in those days, and have now been chaplain for 21 years.
What does the role encompass?
In essence, the role described by management and so on is where the people care is. For example, if something happens on the track and there's an accident, we've got the crash crew, we've got the fireys, we've got the pickup and the medical team. Well, who looks after the people? The family, the crews and whatever else. So even if it's minor, something happens here, I go find the wife or the mother or whoever, because they're the most nervous. And, but if it's something more serious, then the role is where the people care is to look after those involved in the situation. Plus, just being around, people have personal needs. Sometimes the team manager might say, look, one of the team members has had a bit of a concern during the last few weeks. He's not focusing too much, can you help? So I might have a yarn with him, have a prayer with him, and sometimes it works.
One of the big times, I guess, in the sport would have to be last year, and for you, not just for spectators and fans and officials, but for you it was a difficult time, of course, with the death of Mark Porter and of course Peter Brock.
Yeah, it was, and matter of fact, there were 3 of us involved in chaplaincy that weekend, and overall there were 7 of our chaplains involved with the teams from last weekend, and back when Peter died, there were 6 or 7 of our chaplains across the country.
We stand here today in honour and respect to pay tribute to him, in that he has indelibly marked all of our lives.
And yeah, that was very difficult for us because we're dealing with the team immediately and family, some who weren't on scene. I had some of my chaplains meet people at the airport when they came in, and then spending time at the hospitals and meeting with the various people, including management, and also one of the lost behind the scenes are the officials who were on scene at the site, and we're still counselling with some of them. A lot of people say to me, oh, I want to become a V8 chaplain. The answer is get in the queue. So does everybody else. Because they think it's glamour, they think it's being amongst all the stars. But in reality, it's behind the scenes dealing with people. And the team we've got are those people who are committed to caring for people, regardless of where, but have an orientation towards motorsport and some understanding of it. And we don't see ourselves as professional counsellors, but we're the ones that are there in terms of crises on the spot. So people can find it on the website, Sports Chaplaincy Australia, and if it's in other areas of the sport, they can volunteer for there and then see how they go. And if they want the salary, my salary doubles every year, and it's still 0.